Hello and welcome to this week's Generation Iron podcast. Your host, me, Victor Martinez, along with Ehsan Farahi, Vlad Yudin, and Edwin Mejia. Welcome back. And again, thank you to Transparent Labs for hosting the show, sponsoring the show, supporting Generation Iron. Remember, guys, go to Transparent Lab website, follow, like, register. You will get a protein starter kit. Again, one of the best protein, grass-fed, that is. No fillers, no binders, nothing artificial. Go in, use Generation Iron code, and get a 10% discount. And you're going to get that starter kit, shaker cup, a blend of different flavors of your favorite protein. Check it out.
Thank you, Transparent. Today we have a question of the day, and it's very detailed. I guess sometimes you ask people to be as detailed as possible. So this guy really was detailed.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to see if I can summarize this.
How detailed is this?
Best I can. It's about eight to nine paragraphs, eight to nine sentences here. So Corey Helms, 2099. I'm 34 years old. I work for a lumber company, 16 hours, 5 days a week. 12 hours on a Saturday, and I love to exercise. And when I go to the gym, I do a set of 10 on every machine, and I just amp up the weight. I do incline presses for my legs, 400 pounds. I do 3 sets of 10 and 400 pounds for my squats at 3 sets of 10. I do a set of 10 on 14 different machines, and then I run the treadmill for about 30 minutes at 12 miles per hour, 12.6 miles per hour. I just started back. It's been about 4 weeks now. I do an hour for about 30 minutes. And every night when I get off from work, I have some still at my job that I work out with 3 years ago when I was going hard. I used to do it at least 800 pounds of my squats, 3 sets of 10. My heart is 5'5". I weigh 190 pounds. The only thing I use is creatine, and I use some pre-workouts ahead of time, at least an hour or so, that I will be amped up. What would you recommend I supplement my diet with, and what would you recommend be the best workout routine that I also have fairly large calf muscles? I really love bodybuilding as well as I enjoy boxing, and I was thinking about using some peptides from a doctor that I am at the age where I'm at now, and I can now. What would you recommend for me to be gain more size and mass? My muscles no longer get sore. I used to weigh 215 pounds for about 10 years. I was also wondering, am I too old to try and get my pro card? Sorry, this is so long. I was just asking a question, really. It's what I truly enjoy and I love to do. After every workout, I look in the mirror and smile. Well, that was a pretty long question with...
Bro, wasn't that question? That was a book.
No.
There was a lot of run-on.
It has to be detailed. So
to be detailed, first of all, big up. I mean, you're doing more in a freaking day than most people do in like a freaking month. Freaking nuts. Now, you work for a lumber company. I want to ask you, do you wear lumber shirts? Or is that just, okay, no. I don't know. Seen people wearing lumber outfits that don't fucking cut no lumber. But that's insane, man. I mean, the lifts you have are impressive. That alone should bring up your gains. I would not, I have to go back because this was not one single question. Again, you're going with the details. You're doing 400, you're 5'5", your weight is good, and you're not old. You're only 34, man. Like right now, this is your prime. So I would say stick to the 400 or 315. Rep that out. I think we just spoke in the last episode, Tom Platz, best legs. Let's focus on those reps. Again, you're going to actually have some longevity left, save those joints. I'd rather do higher volume, more hypertrophy with, and just build those freaking legs with higher reps, not so little like the 10 you were doing with 400. Let's stick to 315, keep it at 15, 20 reps, And if you're really feeling, tough, let's go for that 30, 40 reps like Tom Platz did. But also
30, 40 reps, wow.
I mean, again, you are going to build your quads even better while also preserving your joints. So that's very important. Now, you have the creatine. Let's add some what is it? EAs. Some glutamine for your recovery, your sore. Try at least 3,000 milligrams on the and vitamin C for your recovery as well, so it could avoid, some of that soreness. But cold plunge, massages, that will help. I'm not sure how comfortable you lumberjacks will feel getting massages, but
he didn't mention how much he eats.
yeah, you didn't mention your food, but definitely structure your food. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple as simple can be. And again, just have chicken breast, at least 10, if you are hungry, 8 to 10 ounces, per meal with a carb. You have your potatoes, you have your rice, whatever it is you like to eat as far as carbs. I will also recommend adding a carbohydrate drink after your workout. Very important. Again, no detail on your diet. I'm just giving you the simple diet. In the morning, you can go a way of having your 10 eggs, 5 wholes, 5 whites, a cup of oatmeal with some fruits in there. Again, 2 meals of chicken, 1 meal steak, 1 meal fish, if you are eating that much. But again, obviously I could structure a little bit better, but I'm just giving you a quick spin off on this diet. Now, you're 155, 190. Let's change up. I don't know how many times a week you're doing this routine. You're doing every machine. Let's just focus now on at least doing maybe 3 to 4 machines, or exercises for legs, 3 for, let's say, bicep, 3 for tricep, shoulders, do 1 for each head, anterior, side, rear, with presses being one of them. Let's simplify. Let's not do too much, especially with this, work schedule you're having, I don't know if this is part-time or full-time. You said 16 hours, 5 days a week. Looks like part-time, but you do have 12 hours on the weekend. Let's maximize, On your longer days, I recommend not going to the gym on your long work days, especially on a 12-hour day. Use that, 12-hour days to work and then just kind of recover and get yourself some rest, man. But very impressive. You used to do 800 pounds on a squat. Again, that's cool. If you were doing 2 reps, yeah, don't bother. Stick, again, to a good amount of weight that you can actually play around with and really get those skin and actually muscle tearing reps. Keep them at high reps, low as 12, as much as 20. What else? I don't know. You used to box. I could only imagine you're super slow right now, because putting on muscle is only going to slow you down. Keep boxing, though. It's a great form of cardiovascular. I recommend that to a lot of my clients, as opposed to just sitting in the treadmill, just walking, sitting on the bike, just pedaling. I always emphasize boxing because it keeps you young, keeps you healthy, and at the same time active. It's a good form of cardio, better than aerobics. As far as peptides, I would have to say CJC is good. Ipamorelin, if I said it right. Did I say it right? I don't know. I'll be chopping every name up. Ipamorelin. And I don't know. What else? Ipamorelin, CJC. And for your joints, TB500, because you are moving a lot of weight, and BPC 157, just covering your joints, covering growth. And I think you should be on your road to gaining some more muscle mass. And good luck if you want to be a pro. I say tighten up that diet a little bit more. Again, I just gave you something quick. And good luck on your journey. But don't get that old thought out of your head. Stay focused. And I hope this, Transparent Lab supplements will help you get you kickstarted and get you going, man. But definitely send us pictures. I think people, if they want a little breakdown, I think pictures will be even better, because we can actually see where you're focusing too much and you don't need to. And one of them, from what you said here, you said you have huge calves. Do calves, once a week. You don't need to do them much. But
good point. Send us pictures, guys, so we can really assess. Right?
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
Maybe he should do the Legends show this year.
I think your answer long enough too.
Yeah, it's long enough. No, but he's saying he's doing 12.5 miles per hour. What is this? 30 minutes?
12 miles per hour, bro. It's too fast.
Yeah, so
it's a cheetah.
So slow it down, because you want to maximize on your growth while keeping your blood circulation good.
How many seconds you run 12 miles per hour?
It says 30 minutes.
No 30 minutes. Way.
Yeah, it doesn't
I didn't even think about
compute.
that.
It's no, it's
Yeah, it
impossible.
doesn't compute, but definitely the boxing is good. If you are, I think if
What's
you
his
are
name?
running like this and
His
you
name
are,
is Usain Bullet.
I know.
That's the Usain Bullet record in the Olympic.
Yeah, but he said he's doing 10 to 14 different machines, then he runs on the treadmill. So you're kind of going the right way on your strength to build muscle, but you're negating it with the running. So that's why you're kind of at a standstill. So don't run, do a whole lot less. If you could run, I'm jealous. I want to run too, but
I run
yeah.
to every day, but bro, max
know.
7, max. I mean, I 6'2".
Yeah, so
I can't do more than 7.
no, I mean you have a lot of energy. The only thing I could gather is you're not getting much ass, bro, because you're using it all here. You know, it's like damn, bro, that is impressive. But if you are, main question was to put on size, simmer down on the speed. You know, let's keep it just cardio, circulation cardio, and watch your growth. Just your body will turn around just in a couple of weeks.
All right. Great answer,
Yeah,
Vic. Great
yeah.
answer. All right, guys, please submit your questions in the comments below. And maybe don't make it that long. I don't know. Maybe send some pictures next time.
Send pictures though. That way you get a full scope of how you look and kind of tell you, okay, you're wasting your time doing so much where it's just you got to make it make sense, you know, so you can put on some muscle.
Send a question. Don't send a letter. If you want to send a letter,
Just DM Victor.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind it, you know. But if you send me something that long, you got to pay, bro.
Yeah, you broke the whole plan for him.
You need to take your muscles to the max! Whoa there, Turbo. Do you even know what's in that stuff? Oh, yeah. See, most protein powders are filled with artificial sweeteners, food dyes, and filler.
I wouldn't put that stuff in my body.
Neither would I. Transparent Labs is made with just a handful of all-natural ingredients without any of the weird stuff. Transparent Labs. Protein without the weird stuff.
All right, this is an interesting development happened a couple of weeks ago, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger made a statement that he said that majority of the supplements, pre-workout supplements on the market, have inaccurate labeling. What
Yeah, I believe
go
that.
into them.
I agree.
And then Goob, on his show, he basically said that he made research about gummy bears, creatine gummy bears.
Yeah. Never believed that.
And some
ever.
of them didn't even have creatine in it to begin with. And some had also inaccurate labeling. But what do you guys think about how do they get away with selling?
There's just not enough in the creatine gummies. You got to remember, usually when you need about 5 grams?
Yeah. Per serving, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Per serving. If you see a gummy, I mean, it's not going to taste that good if it's going to be all of it
Loaded.
You know what's the problem? The problem is that we have 3 different creatines. Creatines from China, creatines from Germany, and creatine from America. So all 3 is a different quality and different mesh. So
which is the
creatine
best?
comes the German one.
Of course.
The German was the best
Of course.
because they have a 400 meshes and America is a 200. The Chinese say is they have a 200 and 400. But the Chinese, when you get it and test it, is not 400. It's always less than 300, and 200 is 100 something. The problem is the supplement company, they're not buying the expensive one or the good one.
Right.
They go to the China or the factory. They're not tell the supplement guy, the owner of the supplement.
Wow.
They say, okay, we put the creatine. Which creatine you put in? The China one, America one, or the German one? As all 3 is 3 totally different creatines. So this is a this is a problem. Mostly creatine right now in the market, special the creatine mix, which is combination with someone like a pre-workout, they don't have quality. We don't have a quality creatine. That's why the Europe supplement, specifically the creatine one, everyone that take it, they loves it.
Perfect. So you can imagine they're doing that with creatine. So when people buy this cheap juice, it goes to show that if it says 200, most likely chance you're not doing 200 milligrams.
It's 150.
So what about pre-workout then? Arnold Schwarzenegger said a pre-workout.
So based off the pre-workout is a creatine. Creatine is the base on the pre-workout. So basically, the majority of that supplement is creatine. If that creatine is not enough or quality is low, they're not answer you. They're
So
not results.
what you're telling me right now is that the creatine is the issue amongst all these labels.
Definitely, the problem is
It's too expensive. The cost went up with
Yes.
creatine. The more consumption,
I
especially.
think the Chinese one is right now is 3.20 cents per pound. The German is almost $6, and America is $4. It's a big difference. For when you go into a huge amount, it's a lot.
There's
per
not
pound.
enough meat you can take to have enough creatine either. Yeah.
But it's all about the meshes. We have 200 meshes,
Yeah.
400 mesh.
Well, I mean, doesn't the FDA control what's in these ingredients? They can test those products and see what's.
They have to test.
They should, and I mean they should because that's basically false labeling.
But you know what I'm thinking right now? With those tariff in China, with 104% in China, right now the Chinese creatine is more expensive than the American.
Because of the tariffs.
No,
Yes.
the tariffs, yeah.
But it's EU tariffs too.
I mean, right now we don't know. I mean, EU, it's less than 104%. China is 104%. It's a lot.
Damn.
I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't know how long it's gonna last.
Tariffs. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think China will
But anything comes from China, they don't have a quality. Everyone knows.
I know.
Everyone knows, specifically the food-wise or supplement things.
We're not getting involved, no tariff, nothing, man. It's just one of those things at the end of the day.
But I don't understand.
know.
Shouldn't there be a governing, like an FDA should be testing these things?
So FDA not involved with supplement. FDA.
So who's involved with the supplements? Then?
Nothing. No one.
Nobody.
No.
It's uncontrolled.
FDA just involved with the factory, with manufacturing. FDA check the manufacturer to doing everything right, but they are not actual testing the supplement.
So
None
who's
of the
in control?
supplement.
Who can control this industry then?
We don't have anything.
No
I don't
control. I don't know.
You can put anything in a bottle.
You
and then sell
can
it?
basically you can do that, but anything on your label.
So the best thing you can find is a good certified lab.
And test all your
Yes.
stuff there
You know,
when you
or-
buy it.
I mean, your supplement goes to test before your label approve. Your label has to be approved. So they come and random take off one. They see what you label on it and then check it, what's in it. But they are not testing as a quality wise. They check ingredients is matched with the label.
No, but Arnold is saying that the actual labeling is inaccurate.
Yeah.
So whatever it says on the label, it's not what's actually.
So
in
when
the
they put the 5 gram creatine inside, they put
Right.
the 5 gram creatine, but creatine is not just that quality.
I can agree
bring
though
it down.
because it's happened where I bought a product. You know, you're talking about early 2000s. I will buy a product. It will be amazing. I will buy it for 2-3 months. On the 4th month, it's like crap. Like
Yep.
what is
Right.
going on? And usually, I think they want to. It's basically that switch bait where they
Switch
get you in
the
the
base, yeah.
beginning and they cut costs. So now they're making money basically out of nothing.
Yeah,
the
it's
next few
very
months.
important to the manufacturer where they buy actual product, the protein, the whey protein, the concentrate, where they come from, the creatine, where they come from. And all these those has a base. So based off this protein is amino acid. Each amino acid has to be proof where they come from. So if they come from the third world country, they don't have quality. He's right. The most companies start with the good quality to get the people, to get the clients. You get it, say, oh, this is very good. And then you tell me, you tell him, he tell all clients. The company grow up, they go to for maximum profit and then change the...
So
It's
they
kind of like
do-
something you went to like a restaurant and it's really good for the first couple of months, and then you go back like a year later and it's
Exactly.
like
It's happened, but
start,
usually I get
you know-
on it because I'm very particular when it goes to food.
You're
I'm
gonna-
like,
you're gonna-
I
you're
always
gonna voice
know
it.
to switch up.
Exactly.
Like it happened in Fort
Imagine
Lee.
you go into bar and then you order the dirty martini, and then they give you the vodka on the dirty martini. You
Well,
know?
it's like
It's still dirty
noches.
martini, but it don't have quality. They don't have a good taste.
Well, it's like noches. I go to a noches restaurant, Colombian spot.
Yeah.
Always good to eat there. And they make the weakest freaking drinks. So now I'm like subjected to bring my own freaking flask and just do the little. Add a little bit. I'm
And
like I have to do it. I don't want to do it.
You just want to enjoy it.
I have to, man.
That's so funny, bro. Little flask.
No, I'm like, I feel like one of these old freaking guys.
Pipe is put here.
I know, yeah, I know. But I like the good. They got the good mango drink. So you get the mango drink, which is only like $5, and you just throw in the nice little tequila in there, and you're good. Because I don't know, man. You buy a beer, it's $8. You get 2 beers, 16. I just bought a case for 16. It's like, why am I gonna buy 2 beers when I could just get a whole, 6
That's a good idea, Vic. I should probably.
Don't teach the stuff to the kids, man. The kids,
Nah, don't drink at all. I mean, I don't drink that much, but I'm saying if you're gonna once in a blue, you're gonna have a drink. It's like, come on, give me a strong drink, man.
Yeah,
like,
and that's the problem. It's like you don't want to be going into a restaurant with like a little bottle or something, but you have to sometimes.
Man. It's bad,
Restaurants up here, it's tough up here for a lot of restaurants.
it's like you're going to Michelin-star restaurant, they bring you food, big plate, and then this much.
No, but it does happen. They cut corners. That's why I keep going to the same pizzeria time and time again. I don't like these corporate pizzerias. I don't like any of them. And don't ever freaking, if I see you ever offer me a Domino's or Pizza Hut, I will freaking punch in your left kidney, bro. But
all right, what do you guys think about Hani Rambad making comments on his podcast? He's basically saying we need another men's division on top of what we have.
No.
Which is going to be kind of similar to what women did for the women.
Bikini.
There's bikini and then there's a fit model.
Fit model, yeah.
He's saying should be something similar for men, which is basically.
Too many, man.
What do you mean similar for men? Like
another category.
Like already have physique, man.
Basically, men's physique got too big, right? So he wants like a smaller version.
No, come on.
Nah.
I mean, it's like they're gonna end up with like 50 million divisions.
But do you know the IFBB of Santoja in out of America? They have a two category for physique.
Don't they have a suit
physique? No, physique and muscular. There's a 2 categories. The muscular is a
men's physique and men's muscular physique.
Yeah, men's muscular physique. So muscular is a bigger than the physique.
It's like the one that's here.
Exactly.
So basically, it's gonna be the same thing.
That's exactly what Hani Rambad said.
Yeah.
We have it out of America.
I mean, another category. What's gonna be the top prize of the Olympia? $1,000. Like just another category and another freaking 2 hours. Freaking sitting down.
The point is, he's saying that how the division started and what it progressed to. Now they need to kind of.
Yeah, we don't want to watch and sit there and watch the Olympia for 5 hours. I mean,
it's not more than 5 hours.
That's not fun.
So
it's just too
what
long.
they're doing is making it easy. You have these new machines now that are made. They suck because they want somebody who barely lives, feels like they're curling 100 pounds on the whatever freaking machine. So they're making it easy now to compete. Just because what is it? DEI for competition, make you feel included. Like, no, make it hard. They're not doing this in baseball. They're not doing this in football. You still got to play the freaking game.
But they've added the women's fit model division.
I don't think this sport need more categories.
Categories. What this sport needs is more freaking help from the people who are bringing out these categories. Give more to the athlete. You're getting more categories, giving less to the athletes, and that's all that's happening, Yeah. I mean, what is this?
This sport, to me, if you ask me, this sport need more report, more news report, more.
There's a lot more you could do and stuff.
We don't have enough. Any news report for this sport is private, Instagram, YouTuber, We don't have an official person.
They should just make a social media category and that's it. So that way everybody that has social media just go here and
that's exactly what they should do.
I mean, maybe just compete online, basically.
Yeah, compete online. That's it.
With the picture.
Social media category. Just compete online from your house.
You get a pro card too.
Yeah.
Maybe you're onto something here, Vic.
I mean,
want to do it in person.
Another category of I barely work out. I'm like,
I barely work out, but they want to give out. Listen,
how do I get ready? Just don't do much.
I think
do as little as possible.
They want to give out those pro cards. They want to give out thousands of pro cards a year, and it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Business. They should start putting pro cards in cereal boxes. That way. Oh. Cracker Jack. Come back with fucking pro cards, Cracker Jack. That'll be good.
Pro cards. Just start giving them away.
Why we don't have for like a normal person? Category for normal person.
Yeah, the most normal category.
You don't do the most muscular, do the most normal.
The most normal.
Most muscular, most normal.
No, then all the serial killers will win. He said,
All right, so nobody here, I guess, wants to see a new division, I guess. No?
Nah, another division. Come on.
We have a lot.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to ask you guys today at this episode, I kind of raise a question for everybody, right? And Goob has been basically airing people out on his social media, even pro bodybuilders, photoshopping their pictures. Vic, as a pro, like, do you think it's ever okay for pro bodybuilder to Photoshop an image for a social media post or even in a magazine?
It's false advertisement, man. What we going back to Vogue in the 90s? Or the airbrushing? You know? It's like, wow, look at this. It's just wrong because, I don't know, you want to look good in the picture, it's fine. I mean, whatever. I mean, a lot of women fell for it. They wanted to look like Vogue until they realized they had to be anorexic and all that. And then that kind of went out the window. Now you got the BBLs, which is fine. Guys like juicy and girls like putting shit in their body. It's like, whatever, it's cool. But when it comes to competing, one of those, it's like this shouldn't be awarded. And I don't know, you want to start looking at people in social media and you think they look great until you meet them and then they're not.
I don't think that it's professional. When you say athlete pro, Photoshop is not professional. But
Yeah.
Photoshop is so cheap,
I mean,
He
everybody
caught Ryan Terry. Ryan Terry, was it?
Yeah, Ryan Terry, men's physique Olympia.
Goob exposed him.
That's odd. Huh. Wonder if that's supposed to be crooked. Roz from Today My Ass.
I think if you're an Olympia competitor or IFBB, you should not be photoshopping your photos. Now, I also think that where this comes into play, and it's very controversial, is when you're a coach and you're showing transformation videos or transformation photos and you're photoshopping those photos. That's a major issue, and I agree with Goob because you're basically creating, in many ways, like visual fraud.
Well, imagine you photoshopping it, you post it up, you're lying about it. Now, whatever, people want you to compete, you show up, and that's what, like, yo, yeah. That's why they should have the social media category. Whoever freaking Photoshop their picture better.
I mean, to me, when the athletes say I'm a pro, everything for that person has to be pro. The acting has to be pro. The eating has to be pro. Has to be sleeping
manners,
pro.
the way you
Manners,
train.
everything.
Yeah.
So when you're doing Photoshop,
There's
not
nothing pro
professional.
about it.
No, it's not professional. It's amateur. It's
Yeah.
beyond amateur.
But to raise a question though, when they put magazine covers back in the day on Flex and MD, didn't they Photoshop those images?
No, man. All my Flex pictures were real, man. I mean, I would have kind of.
Maybe just like a touch up.
No, I think
No?
I think some of us would have been like, "Yo, chill! Like, what is going on
If
here?"
they put that
So the
Yeah. I mean, even though I asked, make my arms a little bit bigger.
More than
Chris
this?
Lund.
Bro, bigger than this? Come on.
No, I told Chris Lund make my head smaller.
So your body get bigger.
Yeah, make my head smaller, bro.
But the photo shoot is all about angle. You know that. If you find a nice angle, you can.
You're into Photoshop.
Per
Yes.
Bernard did it right. He did them right. I mean, great pictures, official, always came out like you looked. So you're going to start doing the Photoshop. It's just, you're going to be a big disappointment, man. I mean, what is this? A picture for your, dating profile? Using a high school picture. You show up looking all ragged, decrepit. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're looking better, post the old picture with no hair, looking all bummy, and then come back out with your, new fronts and the Turkish hair plugs.
Eyebrow.
No, that'll be a good upgrade. It's like, oh my God, you look better than your picture. Great, you got to win there. But looking worse than your picture, that's pretty bad, man. Yeah. All right, guys, thank you for joining us in this week's podcast. Remember, if you want to see any of our prior podcast episodes, follow us, like, and comment. And stay in the mix, Please, any more questions, Stay in the mix. Let us know. We'll be glad to answer them. And thank you, Transparent Labs. And until next time, guys.
Peace.